Tell me the last time that one of your guests turned down a dinner invite because you didn't know how to properly cube a chicken breast. Everybody thinks you need fancy knife skills to cook like a pro.
You don't need restaurant-style knife skills. You just need to start cooking. That's it.
A julienne, a rough dice, or even a small dice, it really doesn't matter.
The fancy cuts are optional. Good food is not.
What really matters is a good quality knife and real food. Not how well you can properly dice a vegetable. And of course, as I always say, that you sit down and enjoy that real food with real people. Tell me the last time that one of your guests turned down a dinner invite because you didn't know how to properly cube a chicken breast. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say never. Once you have all your knife work done, you're gonna set that aside and add all of your veggies to a large bowl. 1 cup of water, teaspoon of oregano, tablespoon of Italian seasoning, teaspoon of black pepper, about a tablespoon of sea salt, your minced garlic, and you're gonna throw it on the burner and bring it to a boil. And then it's as simple as 2.5 cups of flour, a teaspoon of sea salt, 3/4 of a cup of butter at room temp, and then our 1 stick of cubed cold butter. You're just gonna cut that into the dough until you have a crumbly mixture that looks like this. Then you'll add in a 1/2 cup of ice cold water. Once it's mostly come together like this, you will dump it out onto your work surface and begin kneading it. After just a minute or two, you should have a nice uniform dough that looks like this. And then cut it roughly in half, however, leaving one side slightly larger than the other. Then we're gonna mix together 1 cup of heavy cream, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 1 tablespoon of flour. Give that a quick mix, and then pour that over our chicken and vegetables. Once you brought that to a simmer and it started to thicken up, you got one last thing to do. Add in 1 bag of frozen peas. And we're just gonna set this aside while we prepare our dough. Coat that full pan with butter. We're going to add in our pie filling. Top pie crust over, and then I just like to take a simple fork and seal the edges up. Do not use this knife for this next part. With a butter knife, you're just gonna go around and cut off the excess dough. And then you will brush the entire top of your crust with that egg wash. And then I just like to go in and add 1 long hole in the center for it to breathe. And then it's ready to go in the oven at 400 degrees for about 35 minutes or until the crust is deliciously golden brown.
It's not about the perfect cut. It's about showing up in your kitchen and cooking real food for real people with a real good knife. Enjoy, my friends.